Snowy Saturday afternoon. I wonder what I should do today, since I can't go out and work on the farm. I have an idea. I'll make a video about pocket knives. Okay, well, the other day I was watching a video by Wrangler Star, and he was talking about the different kinds of pocket knives and why he got away from carrying clip knives, and I fully understand that. So I started thinking about pocket knives, which made me think about this old gem. So this old gem is a Queen Cutlery Barlow knife from about 1956. Now, as you can see, this old knife has seen better days. Let me see if I can get it open with one hand. Nope. So, this knife belonged to my father. It was given to him by his father. And there's a history in my family of giving Barlow knives as a gift to the men in the family. Not surprising. Pretty common in America. But I didn't know anything about this knife, other than the fact that my dad said it's a real Barlow knife. So, I had to do some research on it. As you can see, it's pretty well used and abused. My dad carried it in his pocket all over the world, flying over North Vietnam, and there's no markings left on it at all. So the only thing that I could find, the only legible marking that I could even attempt to try, was on the bolster of the blade. It's a 7-digit number, so I had no idea what that was. I did a lot of research, however, and what I found was this is a single blade Queen Cutlery manufactured Barlow knife from about 1956. Now, I'm not a big fan of this knife. It is what it is, a simple working man's tool that has done its service. It's even been used as a hammer. So, when I was a kid, I had a folding Cub Scout knife. I don't have it anymore. I'm sure I traded it off for something that I thought was useful, like a back scratcher or a BB gun or something. But I didn't like that knife, and I don't like this knife, for the simple reason that the blade doesn't lock. And my folding Cub Scout knife closed on me a couple of times and cut me. And, you know, that's about enough to put you off of knives that don't lock. So, when I was a teenager, I bought this one. Nothing special. It's just a Schrade old timer. Single blade. It's got the muskrat type blade on it. But it does have a lock. And so I carried this knife for a very long time. I only stopped carrying it. Well, I'm not quite sure exactly why I stopped carrying it, but I stopped carrying it after a while. The great thing about these two knives is that they are carbon steel blades, and they will take an edge that is just amazing. So, over the years, I acquired a bunch of other knives. One of them, which I still have somewhere, but I can't seem to find it in time to make this video, is a folding Benchmade, which was another great knife, took a great edge. It was a clip knife, however, and it kept getting caught on things, so eventually I just stopped carrying it. Because for me, a knife is a tool. I don't consider it a weapon, although some people do. So, with that said, I picked up this big honkin' knife when I was in Iraq, and I actually bought it in the PX in Kirkuk, and it's a CRKT, a Columbia River knife and whatever, Columbia River Knife and Tool Kit company, and I know you can't see it. Maybe you can. It's actually marked Operation Iraqi Freedom Certified. And the model number is M16-14 Zulu Sierra Foxtrot. And it's a Carson design. So this is a Tanto blade. A lot of guys consider this knife to be a folding combat knife, but I don't, because I carried this knife quite a bit, and the thing that I cut with it most was MREs. So I cut MRE packages open with it. You know, I cut strings and all of the kind of crap that you cut when you're in the field. But again, I consider it a tool. So it's kind of big, and you see the spring on the back here. I've actually sprung that spring twice. So if you send back to Columbia River, they'll send you a new spring. At this point, I've decided that I know I'm going to spring it, so I just stopped carrying it. Now this knife is a little bit the worse for wear, as you can tell. It's a little bit dirty. It's got, you know, schmutz all over it, and its head, God knows, all kinds of crap on it. And biggest problem with this knife is it is not much of a tool. So, I mean, all you're doing with it is cutting. So, when Leathermans first came out, I fell absolutely in lust with these. And this was my first Leatherman. It was given to me as a gift by one of my buddies in the Army. And I've used it quite a bit. But, just like my old pocket knife, the thing that I don't like about the Leatherman is that it doesn't lock open. So, if you're working on something, it'll close on you. And I hate that. So, I generally throw this thing in my rucksack or, you know, wherever. And I carry it around. But I seldom use it. And like I said, I've carried this one quite a bit, actually. So, later in life, I got another one, right? This is the big honking Leatherman. Now, this one does lock. So, if you lock the blade out on this one, it actually locks out. It's got quite a few different useful tools on it, but as you can tell from the fact that it's, you know, basically pristine, not really well used, I haven't done much with it. I guess I just kind of learned that it's a useful tool, but it's not super useful. So I reach in my pocket. This is my everyday carry knife, and again, it's a Columbia River Knife and Tool knife, and that's what I really like about the knife. Is it's a locking knife. It has a double lock, so you have to push this safety and then push the liner lock in. You can't close it with one knife when you're not making videos, or you can't close it with one hand. Very useful tool. I like it a lot because I can open it with one hand. Again, it's not a tool other than being a knife. It is, however, capable of taking an extremely nice edge. Now this is the model number M1613T, and I gotta say, at this point in my life, I carry this knife more than anything else. So, there's other tools out there, by the way, so let me suggest a tool for you. If you need a tool set, get one of these. These are Chapman tool sets, right? It's got flat blades, Phillips blades, all sorts of different attachments. It'll take all the other standard attachments too. It's pretty small, compact, very reliable, fits in your cargo pocket or your glove box, and it's a useful tool. So, next time I do a knife video, we'll talk about combat knives. And this is, without a doubt, one of my favorite knives. Although, quite frankly, I don't carry knives as weapons. So, I like this one because of its history. This is an Applegate Fairbairn Gerber folding combat knife. And eventually I'll get around to doing a review on just this knife, and I'll talk about some of the others too. So, thanks for watching. If you get a chance, go down below, like and subscribe. Tell me what you think I could do better. Tell me what you think you'd like to see. Thanks very much.